Hello, hello. Bl'Artagnan here with Illusory Lighthouse, the Ketchy Mission Dungeon Lufenia Plus event. We are going hard today. We're bringing Sid Rains in first. I haven't even gotten to the team and we're already trying to kill these dudes. Because we're bringing a team of Vayne, Agrias, and Exdeath. You knew this was coming. No surprise here. So let's see how it goes. This initial phase is a little bit scary for this team because that all attack that the big boss does is enough to one-shot my Agrias. Sadly, I have not invested in HP artifacts on her. But in any event, it's okay. Sid Rains is here to make sure that these little spooks on the side are not around long enough to give us problems. We even drop a Fated Moly on them to give the extra HP damage to make sure we can kill them in time. Alright. That was dumb. I didn't think I'd break him. Oh well. It's okay. Oh yeah, you know the drill. Before we get into it, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. This is the way. And what apparently else is the way is to drop the Yuffie LD call to kill this dude before it is too late. Just in time. Gonna go ahead and quickly steal his buffs. Thank you. Drop that Divine Ruination because Sid Rains is gonna go ahead and save the day once again. You'll love to see it. I guess in hindsight, using Agrias first would have meant I could have dropped Fated Moly on them, but whatever. Whatever. We'll be fine. Sadly, this is going to be a slightly less high-powered run than the one with Bart's BT effect rolling for most of the fight, but we'll be fine. We'll get through it, just you see. Wait and see. Rain's doing his last Mega Launch, which is nice. We're going to go ahead and drop that basic Paralyze. Let Agrias' EX buff fall off for a turn or two, just as we make our way through this. Now that Vayne is back, time to punch, and it's going to do a whole lot less damage than the last run that you saw. This fight, for this team, I wanted to go into it showcasing less of Vayne and more of Exdeath because, well, you know how I feel about that guy. We're going to go ahead and just go ahead and LD real quick. Because we need that orb to go away. We didn't want to do we want to minimize the number of free turns we're taking with Vayne. The ones that we have in the bank from the LD until Exdeath's BT effect is rolling. And that's not going to be for a while. There's going to be a whole lot of punching, though. You're better used to seeing that punch animation. My goodness. Luckily, the boss is now been sent to the Shadow Realm turn-wise. Carefully applying that LD, or not LD, EX debuff when we already have the Paralyze up. Don't want to accidentally lock it out. But from here, it's just, punching as hard as we can. Battery reduction in this stage is not too brutal because I want to be selling that Ketchy. And luckily, Vayne has some refund in his built into his S2. His Force of Will, so Agrias' Brave gain up is able to actually provide a bit of benefit there, since Brave damage itself is not doing super duper hot this fight. That's okay. Yeah, as you can see, we're kind of working our way towards 59%, the next phase that we need to deal with. Unlike with my Bart's and Vayne adventure, we have to kind of slow roll a little bit more because the reductions, they get higher later in the fight. We want to be able to handle things once the orb comes back. You know how it is. Different considerations that we have to make. And we'll gleefully point out that Exdeath is still doing pretty solid damage on his turns. As a friendly reminder, Exdeath dies in Lufenia Plus and is completely unviable. He's get killed by the reductions, completely useless. It's all good. Look at that. Max damage on the EX. Exdeath. Such a satisfying animation. Alright. And the LD is still doing great damage on his turns. I mean, I say great damage, it's, 160, which is kind of par for the course these days. Kind of the average of what you want your damage to do. You want your damage for most fights to kind of be up in like the 200k per turn market, I think, at minimum in most cases. They've been sneaking that damage necessity up on us. Anywho, speaking of necessity, time for the best burst in the game. We've queued up an Algem, I guess, so we're going to be able to do that. The reductions are worse now for some reason, so dealing less damage on our attacks, but it's okay. We're not here to do damage during the burst phase. I just feel a little bit giddy every time I see that animation. It's so good. It's so good. I love it. Anyway, that's... excuse me. I'm trying to operate with a degree of decorum here. Yes. Time for Vayne to just kind of go nutso. We do have one last turn warp to deal with, but that's okay. We are ready for it. So we have two more Vayne LDs to work through. And as you can see, Exdeath is just contributing a tremendous amount of damage through all these free turns. The lovely thing about his burst, of course, is that it is a true fixed damage amount. I will say I goofed something up and didn't AA prior to bursting. So we are losing out on some damage there, but it's okay. We're doing just fine here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and queue up that Shantoto defense down. And we're going to use that Vayne BT plus effect. There we go. Yeah, 29%. Now is the time to really step on the gas. Now, ideally, Vayne is not going to let the boss, or is not going to let any of his friends get another turn. I think he probably will end up doing so, but that's okay. We are doing just fine here. The nervous thing is that, we don't. The boss doesn't have a warp, and we're just pushing him back. So Vayne will be stalling the orb on his breaks, but every other turn that is beside that is no stalling, which is a little stressful. But that's fine. %to go, so I think we're getting there. We're getting there. Just keeping an eye on that orb. 10%. Exdeath just continuing to chunk them. Now that we've gotten Vayne's LD buff up again, we added another 500,000 damage onto each, 5,000, what the shit? 5,000 additional damage onto each BT proc. No, 2,000? I'm bad at numbers. If you remember from the Vayne event, Lufenia, I'm bad at counting, so I'm not here for the numbers. We're actually going to use his AAs now, just to take him down just a little bit more with that, milk that BT effect as much as we can. And with that, we're just about there. I think it's just going to take a turn or two more. There we go. Finishing with style. There you have it. Exdeath through yet another Lufenia Plus. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching to the end. And I will see you in the next video. Adios.